Welcome to episode 5 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee. And this week we're talking about family.
Yes, we are family. Family dynamics, the royal family, and of course, family fortunes.
And we're going to come up with a self-described amazing idea for a new movie. We debate the Queen's favourite film, what she's like on Christmas Day, and what we'd be like as a royal.
Well, I don't know what you're talking about, Lauren. I'm already a queen. It's episode 5 of Fab Life with Lauren and Lee.
Hello, Lee. Welcome to episode 5. How's that week been of yours?
It really feels like a milestone, Lauren. Episode 5. Wow.
It does. I know. I feel like we should tell Buzzsprout. Just let them know they're on to episode 5. Make sure they send us a little certificate.
Indeed. If anyone doesn't know what Buzzsprout is, it's our hosting domain for the podcast. Remember when we got hacked all those weeks ago? Well, it was Buzzsprout, but we pretended it was basically personal to us. But yeah, we should get a little milestone. They do send little badges here and there. But welcome. Thanks for listening. If you haven't already listened to an episode, they're not that linear. You can listen in whatever
Don't worry
order.
too much. Yeah.
And my week has been great, Lauren. I have been giddy with excitement. I feel a little bit, well, I feel a bit dirty for it.
Oh, God, go on. What have you done?
Well, just because of the whole Meghan and Harry situation.
Oh, yeah. Juices are flowing, aren't they, for everyone, I reckon?
Juices are flowing. and because we have been bombarded with COVID for the past, year or so, actually.
Century, yeah.
Yeah. We, it was weirdly felt so exciting to have news where you just didn't have to think about that. And I was...
Yeah, it wasn't the death rate, you know what I mean? You didn't have to think about the death rate that day. It's great.
I was giddy. And afterwards I was thinking, oh my God, calm down. But we have to touch on the Meghan and Harry interview with Oprah.
Well, I've got a confession, right? Because I have only watched clips because I can't actually stand stuff like that.
Oh,
because
really?
It's just too dramatic, wasn't it? And I felt like we were about to go to an infomercial because it was so American. So
Lauren.
I just go on the social medias. I just get the highlights. I'm a real millennial. I can only deal with the 2 seconds of information at a time.
Well,
so you might need to be the LA reporter and feed it back to me.
All I'm going to say is if you were worried about it being too American, then you dodged the bullet there because, oh my God, I'm kind of leaving any commentary about the whole situation aside, and we're just going to talk about, the tone of the interview and the style. It could not have been any more American. It was hilarious. At points, I was pissing myself, and I really didn't want to. This is why I felt so dirty, because Oprah... Oh my God. It was like she had been trapped in the house for the past year talking to barely anyone. And it was like, God love her. Love Oprah. But her dramaticness was just off the charts.
Oh,
I mean,
really?
you've probably seen in the clips where she goes, there were concerns over the colour of Archie's skin. And there's this big pause and Oprah's just staring. And she puts her hands up. She goes, what? And it's like, and then she goes, whoa, hold up, back up. There were conversations. And then she's dragging her vowels. There were conversations about his skin. And it's just it's so, and the way it's shot, it was, and then you don't see this, I don't think, in any clips, but they keep cutting in and out of a chicken coop. So they're there in this chicken coop. Oh, yeah. So they do the interview, and then she's like, and I get a chance to visit Meghan and Harry at home.
Do they live in the chicken coop? Is that how much money they've got left?
Well, they've got this chicken coop. I forgot what it's called. I think it's called something like Archie's Chicken Coop. And bless him. I mean, I did think about him. He has no idea any of this is going on, does he?
Yeah.
Poor guy. It just keeps cutting to them in a chicken coop. And there's a bit where Oprah and Meghan are talking, and then Harry's in the background just bop, 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 to the chickens.
He's just playing around as if
he's just playing with the chickens. Yeah. And obviously I'm all for it. Like I love Meghan and Harry. I always have. I
me
really
too.
like
Great.
them. But it's just hilarious because I obviously know that there's a camera crew there, and it's like, all right, well, guys, we just want to like get a few shots of you, you know, playing with the chickens, and it's just it makes me laugh because it's like, it's shot so organically and so kind of non-dramatic, but it's the most like, it honestly, I felt at one point you were going to have a narrator where it's like, when a boy meets a princess and they enter the chicken coop. And like, it was so dramatic.
It's like Chicken Run 3, isn't it? How many have they done of them? Can the prince
really
get
was.
away?
Apparently that's coming back, you know, Chicken Run. I'm going to watch that soon because you know what? That was a bloody good film.
It was on over Christmas, because at Christmas they had to put loads of good films on because everyone was sick of lockdown. And I watched it. I watched that, and I watched one of the Wallace and Gromits as well, and I really laughed. I laughed out loud. They're so good.
I can't really remember the premise of Chicken Run. Do they discover that they're going to be killed for meat?
They've got this like pie machine, haven't they? And it's Miranda Richardson. She's the bad guy, I think. And the little like the thick guy who's like building the pie machine, and he gets
the thick guy.
No, thick. You know, like the thick.
Oh,
there's always like a thick sidekick to the
baddie.
He's really the fit plasticine guy, right? Oh my god, he haunts my dreams.
I do have a bit of a crush on Hercules.
Oh, who doesn't? It's Aladdin for me, though. Oh,
yeah, I do like Aladdin, but only when he becomes a prince. And I know that's really classist, but when he's like,
I
just
love that
wandering...
little waistcoat hanging over the pecs. Love that.
But I just think, oh, you've not showered. Like, do you know what I mean?
You don't know. He lives in that lovely studio apartment looking over Agrabah, doesn't he?
Oh, well, that's true. I mean, that's
Scenic
spoken like
views.
a real estate agent, Lauren.
He's even got that little curtain.
Spacious, cozy, spacious apartment overlooking the town centre of Agrabah, Zone 2.
Can't hear the market stall workers shout too much.
Local thief in the area.
Turns out it's him. Go to him if you want bread.
No, I mean, is it weird to fancy an animated person? I always fancied Gaston a bit, and then I used to think, I bet your farts stink.
Oh my god, all them bloody eggs.
All them eggs.
Raw
Honestly,
as well.
Like, I used to watch it and I'd be like, and then they'd sing Gaston, I'd be like, when I was a boy, I eat 4 dozen eggs. And then he was like, I eat 5 dozen eggs. And I used to be like, 5 dozen? That's a lot. That's not right.
He's got a big jaw as well. It just really do made in. But you need a big jaw to pour all them raw eggs in, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. Poor Gaston. I mean, not poor Gaston. He was the absolute villain of the piece.
He was the worst. So back to the chicken coop then.
Yeah, well, actually, it's funny.
Backlash. I'm enjoying the memes. I'm enjoying that Piers Morgan's got sacked. You know, I hope they find peace.
Oh my God, Piers Morgan. Yeah, what about that then?
Oh, he's a right twonk though, isn't he? Like, I'm so glad he's gone. He's such a doofus, like how...
Tell us what you really think, Lauren.
Sounds if anyone was a Piers fan. But like how he still had his job anyway, like everyone he offended. And then I saw there was just so many good memes. Like I just know the news through memes. There's like a Mean Girls one because he walked off set, didn't he, after he fell out with the weatherman or whatever. Oh, God.
Yeah. I did think it was a little bit ironic where he said something about Meghan and was something like... I wouldn't believe her weather report from her. And then the next day, the weatherman, Alex Beresford, just absolutely put him in his place.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, I mean, so it's all been happening. So I've actually kind of welcomed the drama. You know, is it Gavin and Stacey where she's just like, it's the drama, Mick. I'm living for the drama.
Yeah, we need it right now. We need the entertainment.
I know. But there's so much going on in terms of... talking about Buckingham Palace and the royal family, and people talking about the royal family as a family and as an institution, because I've always seen them as an institution. I've always seen them as a business. I've never seen them as a family. So when everyone's going, oh, this is awful, they should just patch things up, it's his grandma. I am a bit like, well, it's not really, is it? Like, you can't really compare me and my grandma to Prince Harry and his grandma, really, can you? I don't know. I mean, it's a question that maybe I'm wrong, but
do you curtsy when you see your grandma?
No, I don't. Like that was in the interview as well, because she says like she didn't realise
You have to curtsy, don't you? Yeah. Even the family.
She was like, I just thought we did that for show. She was like, so I imagine like people kind of doing it when you meet her. But she was like, I didn't realise your own flesh and blood had to do it. The Queen,
Christmas morning in your PJs and you're like,
Imagine.
Grandma.
Thank you, HRH. Like,
she'd do that thing, the Queen, where she wouldn't know what she'd got you. You know, like dads do. And they're like, oh, what have you got? And your mum like nudges them and be like, you got it with me. The Queen would be like that. She'd be like, oh, yes, I got you a Dyson Hoover.
She's not going to be sat there, is she, going, Liz, are you going to get the bacon sarnies on? Because I am starving right now.
Babes, pour us a book's fizz, will you? Hanging over here.
So, you know, it's not the same, surely. Do you see it as a family relationship?
Not at all. I remember when Kate married William or whatever, and my mum was just like, she was so hilarious. She was like, they keep putting in the paper like he's married a commoner and like how she's gonna fit in and stuff. My mum was like, married a commoner? Yeah, if he took you home. She was like, she's hardly common, and I was like, cheers, mum.
Well, no, I mean, she's got a point. No offence, Lauren, but she wasn't a commoner. I mean, the point is, if Kate Middleton's a commoner, what are we? That's what I want to ask.
We're like Aladdin bloody in Agrabah, let me tell you.
In that spacious studio apartment in the middle of Agrabah.
Exactly right. I mean, geez. Yeah, I don't see it as a... I like to hear that it's family. You know, like when Harry and William were little and they'd be like, my grandma likes, or Nan, I don't know what they call her actually. She likes Gogglebox, apparently.
Oh, does she?
Yeah. And one of her favourite films, this was on a quiz recently on a TV show.
Oh, don't tell me it's Chicken Run.
Could you imagine? I just love that Mel Gibson's voice as a chicken.
Is he in Chicken Run?
He's the bloody, the rooster, the main dude.
Oh, he kept that quiet, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He was too busy at Scientology church doing his thing, wasn't he?
Too busy going absolute bonkers at crew. Was that
He doesn't
him?
believe that like things can fly, probably.
Yeah, probably not. Not even a chicken.
She was a right hat chick. Yeah, I can't remember what I was saying now.
We've had a personal shout out comment from Joe Shepherd. I shouldn't probably be naming these people by
don't
full
say
names.
him out loud. We'll never know.
Oh, I don't want to give him the satisfaction actually from him saying, oh, can you say tangent anymore? He says, do you know what he is? He's a secret hater in that he actually loves it, but he will never admit
he listens
it.
to every episode though, doesn't he? You know what I mean?
Oh,
He subscribes.
Good old Jojo.
Anyway, it's Tange from now on. Going on a Tange.
Hashtag
Tange a lot. Yeah, so we just tanged the... Sorry, I can't remember what I was saying.
Well, you went silent, and one thing I want to say is, were you silent or were you silenced? Because
that's an Oprah, isn't it?
That's an Oprah.
God.
It's the best thing, isn't it? She's like, and I was silent, and she goes, were you silent or were you silenced? And then she like arches her brow. She arches her brow, and then Megan just goes, the latter. And it's like, oh God, this can't get any more American. I absolutely love it. I absolutely love it. Like,
I can't wait for the Crown when they get to this bit. Who's going to play Oprah?
And the thing is, right, I something struck me once, not physically, although that has happened. But something struck me where someone once said to me, because I made a joke once on stage about Titanic. And afterwards, they said, isn't it funny that you can joke about the Titanic? And I was like, well, I mean, what do you mean? It's like, it was a huge disaster and thousands of people died. And I was like,
of course.
Oh. And he went, no, I'm not having a go. But he's like, you wouldn't do it about 9/11. He said, it's because we've glorified through the film Titanic, the whole, like, the Americanized film, like, totally kind of, and it's a bit the same with Oprah. So I felt a bit kind of dirty, like almost watching it as entertainment because it is two real people and actually has happened. But you can't
it's really
actually
sad.
also like take yourself. You're almost so detached from it. You do watch it a bit like it's like when you watch these Netflix documentaries.
And they really draw it out, don't they, when they're doing the interviews? It's like drawn out for 5 episodes and it could have been one because they're really making it a drama.
But people will go, oh my God, have you seen that documentary on Netflix? And you'll be like, what? You'll be like, oh, it's about this serial killer. Like, it actually happened. He went around killing loads of people. Oh my God, it's so good. And you're like, sorry, what do you mean it's so good? Like, it's because
That
you're
murder
so...
is fantastic.
It's because they do make it like so entertaining.
Yeah, hey, I love it. Serial killers. Murder documentaries, not serial killers. I detest serial killers, but I like true crime.
Oh, I've just got a thing about serial killers. Everyone like it's like, have you seen that clip on Gogglebox where the two gay guys and they're on Gogglebox and this guy's talking about this picture of an ISIS like terrorist jihadi pops up and one of the gay guys goes, oh God, he's fit, isn't he? And then and then this other guy goes like, what? He goes, he's in ISIS, and then so one of them goes, oh yeah, but everyone likes a bad boy, don't they?
That's a bit too bad for me.
And he goes, yeah, but not a fucking terrorist. It's like...
Oh, I love Gogglebox. It's so good. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, the Queen's favourite film. It's not with Neil and I. It's something else. I'm going to find out what it is and maybe I'll pop it on the Insta. Maybe I'll pop it on the gram. Because it's somewhat like No One Believed. Maybe it was on Would I Lie to You? Anyway, there was the conclusion of that tangent for you there.
The conclusion of the tangent is you don't know her favourite film.
Yeah, but I just thought
I got really excited then when you were like, oh, anyway, back to the favourite. Like, oh, yeah, what is it?
Turns out,
can't
don't
remember
it. Really good, really good.
Really good. Hashtag really good.
I was going to ask you, like, what would your sisters do? Do you know what I mean? Like, you see it as an institution. Can you imagine? Because you've got 2 sisters, haven't you? Like, imagine you going off and, like, saying, oh, our relationship's really strained on TV or whatever. Do you think they'd give a shit? Or do you think they'd just be like...
Oh, they'd be fuming. They'd be absolutely fuming. I think they'd fight back. I think they'd be like Thomas Markle. I think they'd be like...
Not show up to your wedding?
Yeah, not show up to the wedding. They'd be fuming. They'd be, on Facebook, like, a lot of shit going around about me and my brother. Like,
DM me, hon. A lot of snakes on here.
But in the same way that but in the same way that I'd probably be the same. Like, I can't often keep my mouth shut, like...
Yeah, I've noticed. You're normally quite quiet.
No, but I do retaliate. I can be a bit of a spiteful, petty bitch,
Glad I'm on the right side here then.
Especially me and my mum, like, it's like getting the last word. We used to be one of them where, like, we'd fight or argue, when I was younger and, we still do now, but we'd go, yep, all right. She'd go, yeah, all right. I'd be like, fine, whatever, finished. She'd go, yep, finished. I'd go, yep. And then I'd hear her going, mm-hmm. And it's like no one
just
could
exhales.
not have the last, yeah. And then she'd go, I'd go, well, okay. And it was like no one would give up the last word.
You two are the
really
same
sad.
though. That's where you get your lols from. You would never.
What about your
it,
family dynamic? What if you woke up tomorrow, right, and your family, all of a sudden, this is like a film premise. Oh my God, I've just thought of the most amazing film premise. A family wake up to find that they're now the royal family. And
oh my God, that's
everyone
so good.
treats them. Oh my
we
God,
might have to cut this out.
Right,
we might have to cut
copyright this right
we'll
now.
Get
this
Freddie
is
to write
patented. Yeah, like a family wakes up, there's some sort of like weird machine spell. So the normal royal family, oh my God, I've just come up with the idea. So the normal royal family, one of the people in the royal family, for the sake of argument, let's say it's Prince Harry, doesn't want to be royal anymore. Okay, and he like makes
Freaky
a wish.
Friday?
Yeah, it's a bit like
version.
Big. It's a bit like Big or Freaky Friday. Yeah, the royal version. And it's yeah, okay. So he wishes that he doesn't want to be royal anymore, but he doesn't realise what happens is they swap with just this random family.
It's like Rich House,
from
Poor
St
House.
Helens.
meets Freak Friday. That's what it's like.
Yeah,
I'd love
okay.
it. Oh my God, if my brother got like royal and rich and stuff, he'd be a right twat, I reckon.
Really?
He'd love to be rich. He'd be swanning round, just like getting pissed all the time, I think.
Would you like to be like the queen of people's hearts?
Oh, yeah, I'd love it. Like, the outfits. I mean, I already want to dress like the queen. Do you know what I mean?
Well, you do dress like the queen. I mean,
exactly.
Granted, it's the queen in 1958, but...
That was a heyday, don't get me wrong. Do you remember that time when you were on a bus and you thought it was me?
How
from
could
the
I
eyes?
ever forget?
And it was an old woman.
It was an old woman. We have this running... We have this running joke that Lauren does dress, because Lauren dresses in vintage clothing. You know, she looks fab, and she, have bleached kind of white. Is it white bleached?
Yeah, well, I always change it, don't I? Sometimes a bit pink or whatever. But I went through a stage where it was really silvery grey,
really
which
silvery
I still love.
grey.
If you can get it that colour, it's amazing.
And I'm on this bus in London, and I'm looking at the back of this woman's head, and I'm like, I'm sure that's Lauren. I'm sure that's Lauren. And as I was walking up to see that she turned, I swear to God, she was probably about 87. It was so. And I was
I'm sure our friend Amy's done it as well, and she was actually shouting me, and she was like, rude bitch. And then it turned around, it was like she was about to grab some granny, like a Costa, and it was just some old lady. It wasn't even me.
Yeah, no. So what? So you'd be like the fashionista kind of.
Yeah, I'd just. Oh my God! Did you see Eugenie's wedding dress? I'd be like that. She wore the Queen's dress, didn't she? From whenever, whatever, and like some jewelry. Like Google her wedding dress. She wore a vintage dress. She was just absolutely stunning, darling. She got lucky with that bloody COVID wedding, let me tell you, because Prince Andrew. No one wanted to see him in the press. So luckily she got a nice wedding, considering her dad is hanging out Pizza Express. He must have, because it was really private, but he wasn't on any of the pictures that were released. It was just the Queen and her.
Oh, God, yeah. I'm not surprised.
I know. God, that whole... I'm not even going to get into that shit show. But yeah, I would... I'd be like... Queenie style icon, because her outfits are just next level. And Diana's, actually, and Kate and Meghan have all got amazing outfits too.
I'm literally sat here thinking, God, which one of my extended family would be Prince Andrew? I dread to think.
Oh, I know I do. Jeez, no. That's the thing. We've got
normal families,
cute, normal-ish, but with access to money and power, innit?
It's money, it's power, it's
pedos
influence,
across the pond.
And often it's not being held accountable. Not having as many consequences to your actions. That's
who
probably,
knows what people would get away with if they could. Oof, dread to think.
And obviously, we probably have to say legally that any allegations have not been actually proven. So,
let's not get
pedos across the pond. Although, actually, all we know is he hung out with Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah, no, I was talking about Epstein. He's the pedo over the pond, isn't he?
Well,
yeah. If you've got access to those.
Oh God, I'm getting nervous.
We shouldn't be laughing. Unbelievable. You're like,
it's funny. It's funny we've started talking about Prince Andrew as I've just started sweating.
Thank God you can sweat. You know what I mean?
Well, actually, I'm going to move it on from the wholesome Prince Andrew and leaving the royal family chat to talk on the subject of families.
Oh, yeah.
I thought I was going to propose some, because we've done this before. You gave me some blind date Scylla questions.
People love game show stuff, even on the Insta and Twitter. People love telling us what their favourite game show is. So let's keep it in there. Let's go for it.
Yeah. Well, Lauren, what I've got for you right now is I've got some family fortune questions.
Les Dennis style.
It's funny we should talk about Joe as well, because Joe was on Family Fortune.
He was?
Lovely Joe.
Did they win?
I'm not too sure about that one.
You'll be fuming.
I definitely know he danced with Wayne Sleep. So actually, I would say he did win on that account.
Yeah, that is
But
winning.
I've got some questions for you, family fortune questions. And actually, I've got some answers that people gave that are the most ridiculous answers people have given on family fortunes.
Amazing.
Okay?
I can't wait. Let's see if I can do it.
So I'm going to ask you, and I'm going to just ask you what you would say, and then I'll tell you what the person said. Okay?
Excellent.
So, on the subject of royals, we'll start with the first one. Name a famous royal.
The Queen.
Yeah, okay. Their survey said male.
What?
Royal male.
That's kind of thinking outside the box, but when you to think outside the box so quickly, that's really weird.
It's great to think outside the box, but
It
Family
definitely got a
Fortunes
didn't
is
it?
not a game show. In fact, if anything, Family Fortunes is a game show where they encourage you not to think outside the box. They encourage you to
not pointless,
stick
guys.
firmly into the realms of the box that you are given. Name a food you don't have to chew.
Spaghetti.
Our survey said chips.
What?
Chips.
People putting them in blenders or something?
I think they're McDonald's chips, where you like suck the salt off.
Yeah.
But I don't. I've heard. Here's a good one. Name something a blind person might use.
A stick?
A survey said a sword.
The hell?
I think
I'd
they
shit
meant
myself
a
if I
stick.
saw my local blind. There is a blind guy like near where I live, and he's got a
My
stick.
local blind
My local
guy.
blind guy. He's the only blind person I see around here, actually. And
Well, how
he's-
do you know? You might not. People might be blind. He might be. Well, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, he's the only one with he's got a stick, basically. And
Right,
I'm always
okay.
like, oh, there he is. He's always really smiling. But if I saw him and he had a sword, I'd absolutely shit myself.
Oh, absolutely. I think they meant a stick, but they obviously pictured them with this stick and pictured just went sword.
It
All
made
right,
out
here
of
we go.
metal. Yeah.
Name an occupation where you need a torch.
Oh, a miner.
Our survey said a burglar.
Either they've been playing The Sims and they've took the criminal path of the career, or
I
they've got a
used to
dodgy
love that.
family.
Name
Yeah,
a bird
taken
with
in.
a long neck.
A flamingo.
Naomi Campbell. Someone said Naomi Campbell. These
I'm
are
guessing this was
proper
like the
answers.
80s. Oh, my
Probably.
God.
Well, this I think was the 80s. Here we go. Name a dangerous race.
Hurdles, because Lee fell over.
Yeah. You know what someone said? Arabs.
Oh, my
Oh,
God.
God.
It's like going back to Aladdin, full circle.
I mean, how? They can't have heard that. That must have got, well, maybe if it was the 80s. But yeah, these are actual proper
Jesus.
answers from Family Fortunes.
And did Les Dennis just do his, if it's up there, I'll give the money myself line? I used to love it when he said that.
Did I say name a scary animal?
No. Lion.
Yeah, someone said a squirrel. I mean, squirrels are lovely, although they are vermin.
They can jump from, there's so many like London squirrels, I see them all the time, and they jump from tree to tree. They can catch you off guard.
Oh, they
But I
should have
wouldn't say they
done
were
high
scary.
jump last week. That's probably the animal that you're trying to look for. They're so good at jumping.
Oh, if only they could have took my place in Sports Day.
Oh, if only they could have taken my place as captain. I think you should watch the interview, Lauren. I can't believe you haven't.
But you know what I'm like? I don't like cringy TV, do I?
No,
Like,
I mean,
I can't do reality TV, really. The only reality TV I do is RuPaul. Like, I can't do
Right.
Big Brother or, like, Towie. I don't want to cringe in my own home. Because I remember when I never used to watch Big Brother and everyone was like, why don't you watch it? Like, I can't believe you didn't watch it in its heyday. And I was like, I just don't want to cringe in my own home. I want to feel relaxed. I don't want to, like... It's like you're in a family argument, isn't it, when you watch reality TV and you, like, look
you
down.
don't like
You don't even watch the
confrontation,
TV.
do you? Yeah, you don't.
If I have
You're
to
not good.
confront someone, I will. But you know, if I do,
Yeah,
it must
no.
be serious.
Yeah, of course. But you don't like even like witnessing. Whereas I used to watch
Yeah.
back in its day, I used to watch sometimes the live stream of Big Brother.
You just
I
grabbed
just
the
watch
popcorn,
it.
didn't you? Waiting for
Oh,
the argument.
absolutely. Couldn't.
Oh,
I'd
no.
love it.
Cringes
Absolutely
me
love
right
it.
out. If you went on Family Fortunes, do you think you'd win with your family? Who do you think would be good at it?
My mum would probably be quite good at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we do all right. My sister, my older sister, Eloise, would really get into it. And she'd
you're
like
gonna get
Layla's
Layla's gonna go on the telly now and rant. Your other sister's gonna go on and be like, my
Layla would
brother
probably,
said.
Layla would probably be most likely to say a ridiculous answer. She'd probably say like one of those answers I've just read out.
Comedy queen.
Yeah, but as well, you know, when you like huddle around each other and you're like, oh, what are we gonna say? Bless her, she probably wouldn't be listened to that much. But then again, I probably wouldn't, just because it's me. Like they'd go, no, like they gang up. I'm a middle child. They gang up on me.
Oh yeah, woe is you. Here's the smallest violin.
Well,
oh my god, we're a bit shorter this week. I would say it's time to wrap up. Would you?
It is time. I felt it. I felt that kind of ephemeral, you know, feeling in my bones where it was like, yeah, thank you. I thought the same.
I had it written down.
Where it was like, you need to wrap this up now.
Good Family Fortune all day.
Watch the interview if you can. Or do you know what's great? You can go on YouTube, no doubt, because I bet people have done this and they've made like a compilation of the best bits. So you should probably do that, because it is fascinating, and it's a fascinating insight to our institutional royal family. But listen, anyone who has listened today, please, you heard that film idea first, and I'm sorry, but I think that's a bloody good idea for a film.
Yeah, and we've got it dated here, so don't try nicking it, because
what could we call it?
I don't know. You're better at these than me. This is like a Family Fortunes question. I'm like,
sorry, you're out of time. We'll have a think, and maybe I'll come back next week with some ideas for our royal show.
But yeah, in the meantime, if you do like listening to us ramble on for 30 to 35 minutes every week, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple or Spotify or wherever you like to listen, and write us a nice review as well, because that helps us reach the masses. And we're getting a few nice messages off people who we don't know at the moment, and it's just makes our day. We text each other like, did you just read that message? It was so nice.
Oh my God, I want to read it out. This guy was so nice, and he was like, seriously, best podcast out there at the minute. I thought, bloody hell, who's this come from? I assumed it was your family. You assumed it was my family. It bloody
We'll let him on
wasn't.
our team when we get on Family Fortunes, though, How about that?
Oh, absolutely, because he is family now. You listeners are all family, all right? So you stick together. Don't leave your family. Okay? Thank you.
Important messages here. If you've been touched by any of the messages mentioned on today's podcast, please contact.
If you've been touched by any of your family, please
ring the police.
Ring the police. Oh, God. Right, listen.
Oh, too far.
Too far. Always too far. Never far enough. All right, then. This has been Fab Life with Lauren and Lee. And I hope you can subscribe, like, review, like Lauren said, and join us next week. Thanks so much.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.